Hi everyone, and welcome to The Guest Life. Today I'm super excited to give you the grand tour of our beautiful little home, and I will tell you a little bit about our life plan and some changes we made in order to make this work. Before we head in, I'd just like to actually point out a few things on the deck. Throughout the tour, I'll just highlight the things that have changed over the last 5 months to pretty much make our cabin as comfortable as living on the community grid. So the first thing we added was an extra solar panel. They're just wee little ones, but they do a really good job. They're pretty much keeping up. We've got our lights, our solar fridge, the TV every once in a while, charging, vacuum, any type of thing. We do have to run the generator about an hour to 2 a day, but that's not too bad. Considering that it's the middle of winter, we're not getting much sunlight. I had to move my kitchen table out here because it was just a little bit too big because we added a bathroom inside and that took up some space. And then way up there is our beautiful Starlink, which we purchased for the sole purpose of educating our children and not Netflix. Sorry if the video quality is a little bit off, but I wanted to zoom out so that you guys could get a better view. So the first room we have here is the master bedroom. Now, it used to be a kid bedroom. There was bunks up against this wall, and it wasn't used in the winter because it was too cold, but we've done a whole bunch of tweaking to the cabin in order for it to retain heat. It's actually amazing, but I'm going to touch on that in next week's video. Then we move on to our kitchen, our propane cook stove and oven, a lazy husky with our Berkey for clean water. And our exciting new addition is the solar fridge, so I don't have to live off of coolers anymore, which is super awesome. Now, before I move any further, I'll just show you up here is where our old loft was. So it was right above the kitchen. It was our old master bedroom. So the biggest reno that we did was extending that all the way to the far wall and creating a second floor. The original plan was to make an addition in the cabin, but that would have been more work, a heck of a lot more money, more paperwork, more headache. And to tell you the truth, I didn't really want to get our cabin bigger. I like how cozy it is. So I was telling my husband, why don't we just extend the loft all the way across, get some more square footage that way, and the kids can all sleep upstairs, plus our little schoolhouse for homeschooling, and it'll be perfect. And it's been working great so far. It's just what we need. And over here in the corner is a new bathroom. And for the very first time at the cabin, we have running water. So in this corner is a tank, a 100-gallon tank, very low profile. It just sticks in the A-frame up there. And we've got some plumbing in courtesy of my brother-in-law. And there's the hot water heater right there. This exhaust was causing it to get a little bit frozen in here and it wasn't working very well. So we had to take off the panel, but we'll figure something out. And the most exciting thing that has been brought to the cabin, for me anyway, is this beautiful toilet. It's not that much of a pain in the butt going out to the outhouse, but it is a little bit of a jaunt. And you don't realize how much you appreciate an indoor toilet until it's in the middle of a storm, or it's been minus 45 for a week and a half, or people, God forbid, are sick, especially in the middle of the night, and especially with children. So this thing is amazing. I absolutely love it. Coming out of here is everybody just kind of hangs all their winter gear there, warms up. There's our fireplace that heats the whole cabin. I've always got hot water on the go right there. Little living room area. And then now I will take you up to the second floor. Head up the stairs here. I got a little baby gate because we'll be spending most of our time up here. On this side is the pre-existing loft. This is where the big girls will sleep and have a little bedroom. I'm going to put a curtain divider down here so they could have their own little nooks. And then on this side is our little schoolhouse. Obviously a lot more unpacking to do, and where the other two kids sleep. I've got some toys up here. Hiding on this side of the bed is that low profile water tank I was talking about, and the pump. Yeah, that's about the gist of it. Now, before I dive into the portion about talking about our decision and our life plan, I wanted to mention two things about the tour clip. The first being that reno that extended the loft all the way across to create the second floor. That was done not by my husband and myself, but by one of our best friends. He's a carpenter, and he was nice enough to squeeze our project in right at the end of the fall season before he had to get off the lake. So that was super awesome. And the second thing was, now
filming this portion, we've been here for a solid week, and the generator is actually having to run about 3, even sometimes 4 hours a day to bump up the batteries. But I'm still pretty happy with it. That's a heck of a lot better than a 24-hour run. So our decision to move our family out here actually occurred last July. My husband and I were having one of our infamous coffees on the deck, just enjoying the scenery, and it was about probably the millionth time I mentioned, oh, wouldn't it be so nice if we could live out here? It's just beautiful. It's our favorite place. We don't want to go home. And instead of my husband just kind of laughing it off, he said, well, why don't we? We totally should. And then after being quiet for a while, my mind starts racing and thinking, but what about this? But what about this? But what about this? And there was about 4 big questions we had to answer before we were able to make this possible. First being finances. Second, schooling the kids. Third, how is John going to commute, or is he willing to commute to work every single day? And fourth being, what will we do for freeze up and break up? Because there are 2 chunks of the year, a good 4 to 6 weeks on either end. Freeze up is longer than break up, but the ice is impassable. So the only way that we'd be getting off of our remote island is via helicopter. And having a young family, I didn't really feel that that was the best option for us. So that was definitely a question we had to answer. So first being finances, I obviously had to quit my job. I was running a daycare for the past 10 years out of my home. And in order to supplement that income, we just tightened up our budgeting plan a bit, and we're renting the townhouse. So between those 2 things, we should be able to do this comfortably. The second, schooling the kids, I will homeschool them, which I'm really excited about. We're going to homeschool from Mondays to Thursdays, and Fridays are going to be our big chore days, which will be great. The third question about John commuting is, well, he'll just have to commute. He's actually quite excited about it. So he's either going to have to go to and from work in the truck on the ice road, snowmobile, or by boat. And hopefully he doesn't get weathered in or out, but if he does, that's just the name of the game, and hopefully it goes smoothly. And tackling the question of break up and freeze up, we will just go to town during those times and stay there, because I don't really feel like putting the family in jeopardy during those times when we have no way of getting to and from town. So I guess that's about it. If you guys do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. But don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I've started taking some pretty cool footage of John slinging trees off of islands for us to get our wood up for the winter. So you could look forward to that. We'll check you in the next one. Bye.